everyone, we are back with another episode of our My Time at Portia Let's Play. Today we will be going into the first fall. It's a very exciting time. We have access to the desert, so we'll be taking a look at the hazardous ruins out there. And finishing up some of the expansions to our workshop. That's sort of our focus for this episode is growing and expanding our workshop and things like that. So let's see what happens. Alright. So in our last episode, we went ahead and got the Goliath fish. Or the master fishing pole, which will help us catch the other kingfish we're looking for to complete our exhibit in the museum. Excited to find what the reward for all kingfish is. We'll find out. Alright, we did the workshop ranking, so we are now the #1 workshop, which means we get 10 data discs, some furniture, some dragon soup, which I think is a permanent +1 to a stat, and then some money. So we'll go ahead and keep that. And then we have just the rewards from our weekend inspections. Alright, done with the charcoal. Let's go ahead and make some more tin alloy. Never seem to have quite enough of it, so we just finished a craft of that. Let's go ahead and make more charcoal. Why not? We're definitely going to need a lot of carbon steel bars coming up, so we'll be sure to keep crafting the things to support that. Plenty of lead, plenty of bronze. Let's do some more bronze bars. Bronze bars are one of those things that you don't need all the time anymore. Once you reach this point in the game, you sometimes will go a while without encountering the need for more. But when you do need them, you often need quite a lot. Let's store some items in our inventory. See if we can't store a couple other things. We probably don't need to carry most of these bars anymore, so we'll go ahead and unload some of those. There are some items that are just more or less likely to end up as sort of components for a commission, and so the result is that you want to get those, or keep those in your inventory and store the things you're less likely to need. Keep working on our relationship with Ak. Now, I think one of the things that we were wanting to build was the fire-powered generator and the forge. So we'll double check, make sure we have the items we need to make those. So that'll be a civil furnace, industrial engine, steel plates. We just made a bunch of copper coils we can whip up easily enough, plenty of. And then the forge was the second one. Which manganese steel bar we have, bearings we can craft, and then spring old parts and carbon steel bars we have. So we'll go ahead and get the bearings going for that. Oh, and we actually had already started crafting them. We just need to refuel our machine. So that'll be done in a couple hours. So hopefully we'll be able to set those up here today. I love the fall music in this game. It makes you happy. I think so far it's my favorite music track of the different seasons. It's a decent sale day, so we'll go ahead and unload some of our items. In particular, we have a whole bunch of fish we don't need anymore. So we can go ahead and unload those. And then sell our royal honey. Let's see what else we can do. So we got the dragon soup is +1 defense. We'll go ahead and take that bonus. And we got a llama sculpture. That's an interesting one. I've not seen the llama sculpture before. Llama sculpture. So where did the llama sculpture go in our inventory? Ah, there it is. So lifelike llama +18 defense. Well, that seems like it will be very helpful. Defense is one of those stats you can never get enough of. I believe each defense point reduces the damage you take from a hit by 1. So 18 defense is a pretty substantial thing. We'll go ahead and set this one up over here next to our doghouse. Alright. Clean up after our horse a little bit, and then check the stable. Looks good. Let's go ahead and feed him. So it looks like we'll just feed him some plant fiber. I'm not sure what the different foods do. I assume that there are some that are higher quality or have some impact on the animal, but that may be something we want to look into. It's Monday, so let's pick up a commerce commission. And then decide what we want to do next. Alright, 10 composite wood boards for the construction of South Block. 10 composite wood boards. 1 chimney roof. Diagram is attached. 2 ironwood supports. Alright, well, let's look at the ironwood supports first. I think that's probably the easiest thing for us. So let's go check that out. And we'll also see if we have what it takes to make the compressed wood boards, or the composite wood boards, rather. Composite wooden board, we do have what it takes. Alright, so let's see about these ironwood supports. So 5 ironwood, or 10 ironwood planks, since we need 2. Steel frames, wooden pillars. We happen to have 4 wooden pillars. The steel frames we have the materials for. So let's get started on those ironwood planks. It looks like we are going to need to probably go get some more ironwood. So today may end up being much a gathering day. So that'll take 19 hours. We'll be able to finish that first thing tomorrow. So let's go ahead and today try and get our civil furnace built. So we need 2 stone steels, or 2 stone stools for that. Stone stool, take 2. So we needed 2 stone stools, some bronze plates, and we have some marble planks, which we also were holding on into our inventory. Alright, so we have our civil furnace. So now let's go back and see about making this generator. Civil furnace, industrial engine, steel plate, 5 copper coils. So we need 5 more copper coils. Let's find those. Alright. So steel plates, copper coils, and then was it the industrial or the advanced engine? The industrial engine. So we'll get those out. So let's build a generator. And then the forge should also be able to make as well. So I think we may need to make the electrified flooring. Let's see. That furniture maybe? Yeah, conductive wooden flooring, there we go. So hardwood planks and copper wire. So we'll go ahead and make 6 of those. So we're gonna need some more hardwood planks. But we can do that. And let's set this up right over here. We're now in the center of our yard. Powered generator. Okay. So old parts, spring, bearing, manganese steel bar. Bearings, 35 more minutes. Alright, we'll be able to get those. Let's see, what else do we have here? So old parts, spring. Old parts and springs should be in storage. These are manganese steel bars. Take one of those. Those are springs. So where are our old parts? Do we have those? Don't think we do. They're there. Parts. Alright. Carbon steel bars as well. We did have put away, so we'll get those out here. Just need that last bearing. Should be finishing up momentarily. Alright. Okay, so the forge, it looks like, lets us upgrade items. It doesn't require the generator, but that's fine. It will improve our weapons. So we can improve our salted fish sword with plus 54 attack, which gives it plus 90. That's pretty intense. Makes it equivalent to a iron sword, I believe. So that's cool. Unfortunately, we can't seem to forge our civil hammer. What I do wonder is, could we come back and take any other items and forge those? I'm not sure that we have any other weapons, though. Or not that we're not carrying. So the iron sword, the triple barrel snakebite, and the civil hammer are the other ones we'd be interested in. And none of those seem to be available. Alright. Well, that's alright. Let's head into town. And so a couple of things. We did forget to get a regular daily commission, so we'll try and grab one of those. And then we want to head next door and see what is the requirements for upgrading our house are, because I think we're ready to look at getting that level 2 house there. 2 arm stretchers and 4 linen rugs, or 4 flowery soap. We'll do the 2 arm stretchers. I think we can take care of that. And let's see what it'll take to upgrade our house. So, the house upgrade will require 18 hardwood planks, and 18 bronze bars. Now we do have the bronze bars, as well as 10,000 gold. So the 10,000 gold is an easy thing. The bronze bars we have, the hardwood planks we'll have to make. So we'll go ahead and get our other saws working on those, and maybe we can upgrade that tomorrow. Now, while we're in town, we also wanted to head up to the church and get a couple large planter boxes. And these we're going to use to plant some of the seeds we got from the mystery man. See, they're meant to grow some large vegetables, and so we'll try that out. So let's head up and pick those up. Going 2 large planter boxes. Those, and we'll take some extra irrigation panels. So we're going to need 8 extra irrigation panels for those, and then I think we wanted to expand our farm, so we'll go ahead and get 16. And that leaves us with 14 data discs, so we are going to want to go get some more data discs soon, but 14 we're close enough that if we need to pick those up in a day, we can do that pretty easily. And I'm guessing that with a lot of these crafts we're doing, we're going to be needing more ore. I'm not too concerned about our timeline there. Let's head back out. Set these down. And we'll get those planter boxes on the bar as well. Place all of these. So I think what I want to do is sort of extend our farming setup and move it back to this back corner. So what we're going to do is we're going to place these here. A 4x4 grid. We're just going to take these things one at a time and move them. I'm thinking we're probably going to want a second fertilizer tank, so we'll leave a little bit of space for that, and then we'll take these large planter boxes here and set them up. How do we pick up our floor tiles? That is an interesting question. Do you guys have any idea how to pick up a floor tile? I've not encountered this particular problem before. I was assuming that it would be the axe. Oh, so we have to chop it twice. Okay. Well, that only seems a little excessive, but that's alright. Some of these over. We may not get to this all today because we want to get some of these other things done. We want to get these arm stretchers made and taken up to Arlo, and a couple other things, but we can at least start on this. And so the reason we're doing this is twofold. This will, number one, let us sort of expand our farming operation a little bit. It'll also let us have more room to grow it in the future. You know, we'll have all the space we need to expand this up until we're ready to buy more land and further expand the workshop. And in the shorter term, it'll also let us build our house. Speaking of, we should get those hardwood planks going so that we're ready to do that tomorrow. We'll get these hardwood planks going. Looks like that'll take a little less than a day, but sometime around noon tomorrow we should have the hardwood planks we need. Maybe a little earlier, around 9 or 10 a.m. Oh, so we can chop the small planter box. I bet that destroys the plant in it, though. Okay. So if we want to preserve our crops, we need to actually, like, maintain and do this properly and slowly. Well, that is unfortunate. Oh. Just an empty planter box now. Not a horrible thing about an 80 goal mistake. Each of these planter boxes right now, we're growing potato fruit. Those give about 4 goals apiece, and we get about 20 from a harvest. So to lose one of them is about 80 goals, which is unfortunate, but not really the end of the world. I think we'll be okay. Just done with this. It is starting to get a little later. It's 9 o'clock. Let's go ahead and see what those arm stretchers will take. See if we can't get that taken care of. We need 2 arm stretchers. A bronze bar and spring. Fortunately, we have that. Easy enough. Let's go ahead and head into town. I think Arlo's at the restaurant, so we should be able to pull that in quickly enough. Hello, Arlo.
To train new corps members soon if we're to continue to provide maximum security for our town. With the new bridge completed, we're now... Hey!
Right. And done. It's always good to get those commissions out of the way. They're a really nice source of income, and quite consistent as well. So now if we want to grow our farming operation, it's pretty easy to expand that out more towards our house and construction plot. So we can take advantage of that if we choose to. We also at any point have the option of taking down some of these extra structures and monument, like the monument, the horse statue, things like that, in order to reclaim some more space there. We may want to look into getting some animals soon. Alright, so let's come in here and look at these ironwood supports. So we need 2 steel frames, 4 wooden pillars. So let's go ahead and get those 2 steel frames. Should have the materials for. That does exhaust our carbon steel bars, so that's a little rough. We'll make sure that we're still crafting lots of those. I think we're gonna say we have enough tin alloy and get this this furnace switched over to carbon steel, just because, as predicted, there's just no way we're ever gonna have enough carbon steel bars. They are used in just everything. So hardwood planks are going, bronze bars are going. Steel frames can go up there, wooden pillars. We should have, there we go. Oh, that's animal fat. Wooden pillars, there we go. Place the wooden pillars we needed. Alright, I think that's done. It is now 1 in the morning, and we are... We're tired, we have plenty of stamina left. What I want to kind of see is... if we can earn a little bit of money before the end of the day. So we'll head out here and catch some Goliath fishes. Just because we do want to keep an eye to the future, and one of the things that's going to be coming up here soon is trying to buy more land to expand our workshop grounds. And at this point, in order to do that, is 160,000 goals. So while we aren't anywhere really close to doing that in the next day or so, you know, with dedicated fishing, we could probably get there in a week. But as long as we can keep doing a little bit of that on the side, then we have the potential to earn, you know, much of that while we're focusing on other things, and it just make that final push that much easier later on. So here we go. That was a racket. Looked away for a second, did not see what that first fish was. Hopefully it wasn't anything too important. Alright. So we needed 18 total, we had 3, so that means we needed 7 and 8. So 8 each of those. I think that's about 2 hours apiece, so in about 4 hours we should get that. Let's see, research results. The comprehensive grinder. So here is that day that came where we need those extra 6 data disks. So we'll work on getting that ready. I think we're actually going to cancel this manganese steel bar craft as well, because we just have plenty of those and we really need that carbon steel. And because we are going through so much carbon steel, I'm going to go ahead and say we should spend our mining for those data disks gathering iron. Okay, so that's set up. How are we looking on... Alright, 10 ironwood planks are done. So let's get that. Just here. we needed 2 more steel frames, I think. And now we're out of carbon steel bars again. But our commission is done. And that feels good. Let's go ahead and see these compressed wood bars. We need more ironwood, so we're going to go ahead and get started on those so we can finish up one of those commissions today as well. Go ahead and keep working on our relationship with Ack. Every little bit helps, and let's head into town. See if we can't track down whoever has the commission. Looks like they're at the Commerce Guild for the... So, alright, it is Antoine.
This is your payment.
Excellent. Level up and 3,600 goals. I'll take it. So 1 insulated planter box, probably not. 3 wall lamps. Alright, 10 composite wood, 1 chimney roof, 1 bus station, and 10 composite wood. 1 bus station. 1 chimney roof. Go ahead and take the bus station. It's going to be a big commission, but hopefully it's something we can handle. And we'll go ahead and do the 3 wall lamps. I bet we can finish that one up real quick. Alright, let's head back and see what this bus station's all about. Hopefully we can even do the bus station. I suppose it may require the level 3 area. Okay, we can. Good deal. So 6 bronze pipes, 3 ironwood planks, 4 waterproof lamps. That's new. Okay. Which is strengthened glass we can make. Old parts we have. Stainless aluminum. Darn it. And steel shells, which we have. So that we're actually locked out of. Well, that is unfortunate. So that means we need to sort of fast track our research. So let's head into the mines and try and get those data disks so we can do that. So we needed some iron here, so we'll look for a good iron vein to dig into. Like that one. And here we go. Come on, data disks. That is what we're here for. Agricultural data chip. That's a nice one. No data disks yet. Oh, there's 2, so that's something. Take a couple data disks. I think that was one of those double mining procs. You know, we have a 25% chance when we mine to get twice as much from it. And so that means I think our average hit on this is around 8 iron, but we have a 25% chance to get 16 instead, which actually raises our average to 10 over time. And it also means those extra items we pick up, if they are generated by the pickaxe swing, have a chance to double, so things like data disks. You're finding lots of the data chips for Ack. These are things I think that at some point we'll sort of become good friends with him and be able to use those. But I think we got the data disks we needed. Dig just a little more. And then we'll head on down to the research center and talk to Petra. To get started on some more of that research, and hopefully with this next one we'll get the electric furnace, which will let us produce aluminum.
discover some, that should be enough data disks. Still, if you want to, the data corruption on these...
Alright, and we'll find out tomorrow what sort of data corruption, or how long it'll be before, hopefully, we can make electric furnace and start producing aluminum to complete these commissions. Alright, so with that out of the way, we have a couple of other things we can be doing. I think our materials for our house should be done now. Yes, indeed they are. Let's go ahead and pick up those bronze bars and see if we can't expand our house. So let's sort all again. And bronze bars, there we go. Let's head into town. We're taking care of a lot of the more nuanced things in this game here in these couple days. One of the things we want to do is upgrade, confirm, and so then we can place this. Let's see. So I think we want the front door, which it looks like is on that side, to be facing... Okay, so what we're going to have to do is move our assembly station. Just move that up here for now. And then our house, we can upgrade. I think we do like that positioning of it. We'll have our side door come over to our farming area. And we can always move that later. So let's go ahead and move our assembly station. Assembly station. We'll move that here into that corner. And then our home will move right up against it. There we go. There we go. And the next upgrade is going to be 50,000 aluminum plate strength and glass iron planks. So we've got a little bit of time for that. What will it take to do, I wonder, a shed for some animals? Some ironwood planks, hardwood planks, bronze pipes. That's not too bad at all. How about a coop? Iron bar, wooden bar, and rope. So again, those are both upgrades that we could actually do as well. Let's go ahead and plan on doing a shed. Or no, let's do the coop. The coop I think will be easier to get done today. So iron bars we have, rope we can make, and wooden bars we'll have to craft. But should be fine. So we'll go ahead and get that started. Try and build a coop tomorrow and get some chickens and ducks. Chickens and ducks. Actually, I think I'm just going to go all ducks. Not that I don't love chickens, but I think we're going to have a duck coop. Right, there we go. So that is now... Well, that is a thing. Alright, fine. Most useless staircase ever. Suppose we'll want to build our work table, or move our work table as well. But we have all this space now. Let's check out the inside. Visit our home. Okay. Okay, so interesting painting scheme. The inside is not as big as it looks from the outside, but that's alright. I think we're going to go ahead and turn this into our bedroom. Just do sort of like a master bed setup here. Nope, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Alright. Try this one more time. Bed. We want to rotate it. Oh, that's super weird. Okay. So it only rotates side to side. There we go. There we go. We can take one of our couches, set that in there. As as well as our stuffed animal. Set that by our bed. Cool. Mirror definitely goes in the bedroom. I think we need a dresser of some kind, but we can take our washing machine now and set that somewhere else. Alright, let's see what some of these other items we have to put in our house are. So we have a golden clock, footstool, another washing machine. We'll put that next to the other one. Like a washer dryer set, why not? We have some arts that we could do. And I think that is about it. Robot again. And then we do have our things for repainting. So let's try repainting as well. So golden clock. Is this a hang on the wall sort of golden clock? It is. We'll put the golden clock in our bedroom. And our cushioned stool we can put at the foot of our bed. Washing machine we're going to put next to our other washing machine. And let's try painting. Let's see what happens if we try painting. So the roller brush paints the walls, I think. So I think we actually have the... Okay, I see. So we have the top one is the wood color, and the bottom one is the wallpaper color. So we can change this. Change that as well. And what I actually kind of want to do is get it to where it matches the wall behind it. And then for the other one, we can do something a little more elegant. Let's try for like a rich mahogany. Right there. Rich mahogany. Rich mahogany and sandstone look. And then for our floor, to make that not ugly, to bring some life to the room. I kind of wish we could do like a... We'll do white for now. Oh, we're out of pigments? Dang it. Okay, I guess we're stuck with black. Alright, well... We'll fix that later. But that's okay. Cool house. That's the important thing. Alright, so then our next thing, we need to craft some desk lamps, or wall lamps rather. We only have the materials to craft one because we're out of hardwood planks. Let's go ahead and make a couple more hardwood planks. Done. Done and done. And then we'll craft the wooden boards we need for our chicken coop. Alright. Wall lamps. What I kind of wish is that I could hang one of these like right outside my house and it would like light it up. I believe you can put the street lights outside your house to light up your workshop area. But that's all. So we want to head into town. Let's see if we can't get up there in time to move our workbench, because I don't like it just sort of sitting out in the middle there. Just want to move that workbench. It's a little convoluted that we have to come here in order to do this, but that's fine. It's whatever. I also don't like the shape of this house. Like, we can't put things up against our house anymore, and that bothers me a bit, to be honest. Oh, it looks like we also can't use the upper layers. Alright, so let's rotate this. We'll just put this with our other crafting stations over here. And then double check what we need for the coop is iron bar rope. So we need to start the rope as well. Iron bar, rope, regular planks. Alright. can keep making some hardwood planks. And then I think what we're going to do is actually, for the rest of the day, head out to the desert and chop some of the poplar trees. Because we are going to need a lot more ironwood, we're going to need a lot more hardwood, and I'm guessing that that poplar wood is going to make a big comeback in a very meaningful way as well. So we want to have as much of that as we can manage. So let's go ahead and just run around until we spot some of these big poplar trees, and we'll just chop those down. And then if we have a little bit of extra time, we may swing by the oasis and do, again, more fishing, just to slowly start working on those gold reserves. Make sure that we don't find ourselves running out of that soon. It may also behoove us to make a trip up to the tree farm and see about extending our contract with them and even expanding it. Some big trees over here. And 12 chops with the largest axe to get that tree down. So I want to be a little careful over here. These, I'm not sure what these snakes are all about, but they seem like they would be a little dangerous. Generally, if you encounter a snake in the desert, it is wise to not approach it. We'll try clearing them out just to see what happens, but I am cautious about how it's going to go. Level 29 enemies. So about as tough as what we saw in the ruins there. Give us snake meat and snake skins. Alright, can we mine these things? What do these give us? So copper ore, iron ore, sulfate. That's an interesting find, and we are completely out of stamina. Look at that. That has not happened in a long, long time. Go ahead and eat some of these apricots. So this is where we can get some sulfate, notably used in gunpowder. Looks like there's also some bloodstone out here, so that's good. Alright. Well, I'd say that was a productive use of the time. Let's head up and do some fishing for the remainder of our stamina. See if we can't catch some more of those very lucrative wise fishes. Now this pond in the desert oasis seems to be the most valuable pond, at least we've found so far. I think we found all of the ponds. I'm not sure. There are still a couple areas we haven't gained access to, so that's certainly a possibility. Master fishing rod for this one. But I think we are in a position to do okay. And I believe, even if it is a not the most valuable, the top 3 or 4 of which this is one of them, are all actually quite close in terms of how much you can earn in a day. This little Emperor Gladiator Fish. I tell you, this master fishing rod really does make catching these fish so much easier. We haven't seen a kingfish since we got it, but these fish, at this point, I don't need to actually do the mini game anymore. I simply hold down my mouse button and they are reeled in. So it really does simplify that The nice part about that is that the classic fishing rod let me do that for most fish, certainly all the simpler fish, and that would mean that there's only a handful of sort of really tough fish to catch, the Goliath, for example, in order to get the master rod. Which makes even the Goliaths are still not that simple, but they're not hard either. And so going for the master rod by catching one of each emperor fish isn't too taxing of a thing once you get the classic rod. We're just gonna fish till we run out of stamina, and we'll head back. It occurs to me we've made one other mistake today, and that is that we rearranged our... Oh, kingfish. We rearranged our farm in order to make room for the large seeds that we wanted to plant, and then we forgot to plant the seeds. So the farm, I've just been watching to see when it'll finish growing so we can do a harvest of our potato fruits. But we actually need to get those large seeds planted as well. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll make it back in time to do that tonight. So we'll probably collapse on the way back. Let's take a look at how this, how South Bend is shaping up. Or South Block, rather. This is where we install the charge station. Alright. So we definitely have some real potential with the house there. We'll have to do a lot more work with it. It didn't end up in a state where we're super happy with it right now. But that's alright. Let's go ahead and get some rope going so we can do our coop. 3 more rope. Enough. And we may want to see if we can't grow some more cotton, because otherwise we will run out of that before too much longer. Alright, so we wanted to get some plant seeds. And those will be done shortly. 21 day. Oh, geez. Okay. So we got a giant potato fruit and an apple tree. Well, I don't know if it was worth it or not, but we'll see. All right. Now we did gain the schematics for a composite grinder. I don't want to take a look at that. Comprehensive grinder. So that requires an industrial furnace, steel plate grinder, and steel shells. So again, all of the carbon steel.
Hey! There used to be so many AIs.
Black. Let's see what the research center has for us. 6 days. Cool. So sometime in the second week. Not the worst thing ever. Not necessarily the good news I was hoping for, but we'll take it. And sort out our storage space. And let's head up to the tree farm and see about expanding our shipments each day. See how much that'll cost and what our options for that are. Okay, so if we want to upgrade, that's 10,000 goals, 20,000 for another 100. We'll probably hold off on that. Let's adjust the type here. We want lots of wood, but maybe not that much wood. What we may want to do is get some more We get a few plant fibers each day. We don't need nearly that many though, so we'll actually reduce that by quite a lot. But we will put some more wood on here. Got plenty of rubber fruit, plenty of wild cocoons. I guess expand this tree sap. I'm not really sure what tree sap is used for. We don't really want to waste this either. So we'll go in until we cap it. Right. Well, that will help a bit with our furnaces at least, and some of the other things that we have to keep crafting. Let's go ahead and find this Commerce Commission so we can turn it in and take our next one. I believe it was for Martha. It's usually down at Peach Plaza. Double check that though. Oh, we have another skill point here. Let's go ahead. We really want to get the some of these higher tier items, but we want that for sort of each of the different things. Let's go ahead and do the chance to get extra from cultivation. Expand what we're getting from our farm a bit. We also wanted to look at our missions and see where the Commerce Commission was. Okay, so it was actually for May. Easy enough. Stop by the newspaper.
Hi.
Alright. And we'll swing by the restaurant to unload some of these fish that we caught. So not a great market day. We'll hold off on the kingfish. But we'll sell some of these lower value items. Okay, let's head on over to the Commerce Guild. So we have 2 jumbo tires for the research center. There's 6 stone stools from Toby. We'll do the 2 jumbo tires. We're reaching the point where we want to expand the number of furnaces we have, because the 5 furnaces simply aren't providing enough resources for us. However, unfortunately, carbon steel bars are a little missing, which fortunately we can just pick up pretty easily. More. Charcoal again. Unfortunately, the demand for more furnaces and the cost of making new furnaces is quite high, and so it would sure be nice if we could just make those electric furnaces that we're going to be needing soon anyways. But we are having a hard time coming up with the recipe for the electric furnace. I'm hoping that it's our next one, so that would help a lot. Alright, wooden boards are done. Also, wooden boards are done. We just need all the steel in the world. It's frustrating that we need so much of it. Alright, let's go ahead and build our coop. Go get some ducks. I'm not sure what the ducks will give us, but we'll see what happens. I believe they give us a fair bit of the animal manure, which would be helpful to have. So we actually needed to carry the items, and we had put them all away in storage. So we'll try that again. I also think we're getting a little too sort of all over the place with what we're trying to get done each day, and so I think we will stay focused today on sort of expanding our workshop, trying to get things set up the way we like them, but then after this we're just going to pick one thing that we do in each episode, and that's really where we spend our time, only doing sort of the maintenance work elsewhere, just to help stay clean and stay focused. Looking for rope, there it is. Right. And so on that theme, today we're expanding the workshop and getting that started. Construct a coop. Coops are not very large. We could actually put this over here with our farming stuff, but I kind of want to keep all of this land available for some of those planter boxes. So we'll go ahead and set the coop up here next to our stuff. I actually think I want to rotate this a little bit. Do that. Alright. One coop. Now we can head over to McDonald's farm and get some animals. And see if we can't go from there. Alright. So, baby chicks are 93, so are ducklings. So let's go ahead and buy, how many can we put in a coop? We'll buy 10 ducklings. I don't know how many our coop will hold. We'll find out. We probably should have looked at our coop before we went and bought ducklings, but they'll be happy here. Okay, so we can add some stuff here. Looks like they like wheat. So we'll go ahead and feed them all the wheat. And we can add animals. Okay, so it looks like we can hold 8. Oh, and there's a little gate on it. That's neat. So we may go back and actually rotate that building again so that that gate makes sense. Because right now it's a bit awkward. Let's do that. Alright, so we're going to go to our coop, and we are going to move that and rotate it. We'll go ahead and actually set that back in the corner now. Right. So we have our ducklings. Now that I know that we can't have a second coop, we may actually want to drop a couple of those ducklings for chickens, just to make sure that we have all our bases covered. But for now, we'll just have a duckling coop. And that is, it's going to be a happy little duckling coop. I think our potato fruits are done, so we can go ahead and replant those. So we have a talent now that should give us an extra 10% yield after harvesting. So we harvest 12 of these. That should give us around 240. I'd expect to be a little higher than that, but it's not happening. So I'm wondering if that talent is actually worth actually doing anything at all. If it's even worth having. But oh well. So let's go ahead and get our potato fruit seeds back out and plant some potato fruit seeds. Looks like we're also starting to run a little low on fertilizer, so we'll go ahead and make sure that we have the fertilizer tank all filled up. And we have the room to expand this by four more places, so let's go ahead and whip up some more farming boxes. Planter box, we'll do 4 of those. And we'll go ahead and make some more plain wooden boards, just because we always want to have items on hand if we can. We can manage it. Wooden boards. Nope. There we go. Go ahead and plant potato fruits there too. And that is taken care of for us. Alright, I think we can then go and apply more fertilizer, because we had to fill up those new planter boxes. Alright, now that that's taken care of, let's see what we can do. So we have about half a day left. We've got our ducklings done. Let's go ahead and reorganize our workshop a bit. So the forge doesn't need to be on the fancy wooden floor anymore. I wonder, can we set stuff up on our structure? Can we put like these machines that we don't use very often up here? We can. So I can set my forge here. We can probably move our skivers up there as well. Again, for most of the machines, we want access to them still. It's not like we're trying to like prevent ourselves from like being able to use them. It's just that, you know, one of these skivers and this grinder we don't use very often. We use quite rarely, in fact, and so having it a little less conveniently placed is actually not really much of a burden on us. We could also do this with some of our storage containers, I bet, and actually, you know, dedicate a lot of that deck space to storage. Or maybe a effective use of the space. More effective than we can otherwise use it for. I would like it to be a little decorative, so maybe we can get some potted plants or something up there to make it look nice, but... Alright, so let's go ahead and move some of this equipment then over a little closer to where it's a little bit more convenient for us to use. And that will also have the double effect of sort of cleaning up that half of our yard, which lets us focus a little more on that side, on the agricultural side of things, and the more decorative side of things, and on this side, on the sort of workshop-y side of stuff. Okay, I think that's everything. We'll move our llama out here to be friends with our horse. Alright, so now we have a nice large yard open again. I don't like... I'll be honest, I don't like the work table being on that side. If we can get up here and move stuff around, we may do that. Might be too late. Yeah, they closed. We'll have to do that next time, just because that's really gonna bother me, knowing that this set of stairs is completely worthless. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna move the house over, and we'll put the work table, or the assembly station back on the other side of the house like we had it before. And then also maybe move our assembly station, or our workbench, to be somewhere else. Not sure quite where yet. Alright, and so with that, we now have quite a bit more time. Looks like there's a quest for us at the restaurant. Let's see what that's all about. Always like getting new quests. Always more to do in this game. Alright. Hello, Dr. Zhu. Let's see, you took a trip over to the desert. There are several species of useful herbs. I wonder if we can make some new herbal mixes.
Hi.
Alright, broken handrail.
Raining above the school recently? It's completely worn out. I'm always afraid that someone will...
Alright, repair the broken handrail above the school. I'm guessing that'll require bronze pipes. But let's go see what we can do. Maybe we'll get lucky and it's something we already have. Alright. Fix the handrail. Handrail. Steel plates, copper wire. Of course it's steel plates. Of course. Why wouldn't it be steel plates? At some point, you'd think they'd just rename the game Steel Plate Simulator or something. Go ahead and make some more steel plates. And some more hardwood planks. Sure we'll be needing quite a lot of those. In fact, I know we will. If nothing else, we're going to want a lot of this sort of electrified flooring in order to sort of cover our main workshop area, where we have all our machines set up, especially once they are all running on electricity. Alright, let's head down and see if we can't catch a couple more of the kingfish we're missing. I think we're still missing the puffer king. We can catch here. And, okay, alright. See, that's the trick, is you just say what you want, and then it happens. That's really the secret to life, is to speak the magic words, and get whatever you want. Alright, so we got the pufferfish king on our first cast, so that's nice. I think a couple of the other ones we're missing are the koi and blue mackerel, which can be caught on the Amber Island pond. So let's see if we can't do that real quick. I don't think we'll be quite so lucky, but we can be hopeful. And if we see any of the blue mackerel pop up as emperor fish, we'll pick those up too, because those are quite pricey. But we're mostly here for the koi king and the blue mackerel king. And I think that this will do it for today's episode as well. We'll be back tomorrow. We may end up doing a couple of episodes tomorrow. I'm going to try and do one a little more during daylight hours, and then maybe another late evening one. Hey, it's a koi king. How convenient. I feel a little bad because I feel like anybody watching this will be lured into a false sense of ease about catching some of these kingfish, because we have had some tremendous luck with them appearing for us. and that is not usually how this goes. So we're looking for that blue mackerel king. Now we may also be looking for a bannerfish king. I'm not really sure. Obviously, any kingfish we catch, we're going to keep. Oh, that was an emperor. But in particular, the blue mackerel king, I happen to know we definitely need for our museum. So that is what we're looking for. Just about out of time here tonight. That'll do it. Alright, I think that'll do it. One other thing that I want to let you guys know about coming up, we're going to be doing a game jam this coming weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we'll be making some video games. So if that's something you're keen on, make sure you come check out the channel. You can see what that's like. We'll be doing everything from the artwork, the programming, testing, and then we'll sort of enter it into the contest and see how we do. So it's a fun process and get to exercise some skills. It's been a while since we've done it, so there will be a fair bit of relearning involved. But planning to stream the whole thing on Twitch mostly, but may also multi-stream onto YouTube. So thanks for hanging out, everybody. Hopefully you guys have had a good time, and we'll catch you guys again real soon.